everyone. Welcome to Laser Tech Tuesdays at 2. I'm Jay Cottrell, and I'm the Marcom manager here at LTI. Every Tuesday around 2 p.m. Mountain Time, we go live for about 15 minutes to discuss solutions in traffic safety or in professional measurement. So grab a cup of coffee and join us. If you're joining us live, you can post a comment below and let us know what's on your mind. If you're viewing the replay on YouTube, we'd love to hear it from you, and you can email us at info@lasertech.com. And today, Steve Colburn, our applications training specialist with LaserTech, is returning, and he's going to talk to us about mapping solutions today. So, Steve, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. Good to be here.
And just for those people who have not yet met you, can you just give a brief intro of who you are, how long you've been with LTI?
Yeah, I've been with the company a long time. It's going to be 29 years maybe this summer. So coming up on that 30th anniversary.
Whew.
And bit of a milestone, but kind of done a lot of things at the company. Done sales, tech support, service department, a lot of marketing along the way now, but really focusing on training, helping our sales team and customers with training primarily now.
We're really thankful that we have all of this experience right here that we can tap into. It's pretty awesome. Lately, we've been talking about offset mapping and what Laser GIS is. So I thought we'd take some time and talk about our app called MapSmart. Can you tell us a little more about it?
Right. Yeah, it was kind of the first laser mapping app that we wrote, and first one really focused on laser mapping in the industry. We were kind of forced into doing it early on. It's been in existence in one form or another for over 20 years now. So we started out utilizing some of the basic mapping methods that lend themselves to using the laser and everything. So that's kind of how it came about.
All right. So were you around for the first release of it?
I was, yeah. And I think it's always been QuickMap on our traffic safety side, the product name, but it's gone through several names on the professional measurement side, but MapSmart for quite a while now, yeah.
Right. So how does the app work? It is an app, so it goes on a smart device of some kind?
Right, yeah. We've got it written for Android right now, and in the process of getting the iOS version finished up. And you just run it on a portable device, even Windows devices too, they'll interface with, like a ruggedized tablet or something. But you, all the lasers have wireless communication, so they can send their data right to the device. So the MapSmart app is ready to receive it at the right time, brings it in and stores it.
So is there a workflow? Does it walk you through? Like, do you tell it what you're going to, like what feature you're going to shoot or what kind of data you're going to send it?
Yeah, there's the way it's structured is you start a file, you choose the laser you're going to use, and then one of the crucial things is the mapping method, as I mentioned. We've got baseline offset, which is kind of establishing a baseline and then measuring at right angles to that. We've got range triangulation, we call it, which is a distance kind of thing, where you shoot two known points and then you get a solution. And then we have radial methods too, where you just stand in one position and measure around in a circle to the points with just one shot. So it's kind of structured that way. And then once you start one of those methods, it leads you through the workflow. We've got a nice message line right there on the data section, data collection screen that says shoot to, CP1 or whatever the next shot might be. So it's real intuitive that way. It guides the user right through it.
It sounds like it doesn't take a whole lot of training to get spun up on it pretty quick.
No, we've always written our stuff for, non-surveyor, non-mapper types. We realize that a lot of our customers fit into that category, so we try to focus on that, yeah.
Okay, so what are some key features that we include into MapSmart now?
Well, besides what I've mentioned, we've got a full capability to review the data. Like once you collect your data, you can go up and review it all right in the field. look at all your data shots, the positioning of them, the coordinates for them, the notes you've written in, things like that. So that's really nice. There's nothing better than quality control before you leave the field and drive back to the office and that kind of thing. So that's one of the really nice things it has. We've lately incorporated GPS into the app too. It's one of my favorite new features. Um, and with that, we've added background maps, so you can call in, street maps or satellite imagery or something like that. So you've got all those ways to display your data a lot better now. And one of the other portions and modules of the data that we've had for a long time, and one of the things that really made it do well early on, was incorporating a volume calculation routine into it. So you can collect your data points, say on a stockpile of material, shooting right to the surface with a laser. What could be easier and safer than that? And you create your surface, and then you just run this routine right on board the device, and it'll calculate the volume for you. It'll give you the result. It'll give you a map display of it and everything. So, besides that, it'll do area calculations. It'll do point-to-point measurements. Got a lot of nice tools on there too. Once you position your data and give it attributes, you've got tools to make measurements with them as well.
That sounds very, very useful.
Yeah.
You did mention bringing on GPS, and I know a lot of times we get the question, how accurate is that GPS? Can you tell us a little more about that?
Right, that's a great point. These Android or these mobile devices in general, you can use their location services, and you can feed data into that, really any kind of accuracy. Most of the mobile devices themselves are pretty coarse, 3 to 5 meter type accuracy when you're doing good. So there's not a whole lot of professional applications that lend itself to that. But thankfully, most of the GPS manufacturers these days will output their data wirelessly, just like we do our laser data, and the device can link up to it wirelessly and bring that right into the location services area. So when MapSmart makes a call for a position with GPS, you can have a survey grade RTK GPS position going into that device if you want to, down to an inch, and really do some high accuracy mapping with it. So it's really kind of can be geared to whatever the user needs as far as accuracy goes. They can model it right to their needs and spend more money to get the accuracy if they need to.
Well, better accuracy definitely means fewer edits in the long run. So
better data,
that's pretty
for
good.
sure.
Yeah. So one thing that we like to talk about with MapSmart is that it saves time in the field. And we've talked about being able to edit points as you're gathering them. That way you can make sure you don't have to come back out and reshoot. Are there any other ways that this helps our customers save time?
Well, just the laser mapping itself does, right? You don't have to go physically visit each object. If you've got a line of 50 objects you've got to map in a small area, you don't have to walk along to each one and occupy them with a prism pole or with a GPS antenna or something like that. One person can just stand in one spot and just pop them all in a matter of minutes. So the laser mapping itself is really a time saver. And then MapSmart complements it by recording all the data. You don't have to write it all down and then key it all in later. So there's no transcription errors. There's no time taken to write it all down. You can store notes. You can take images of your data, all that kind of stuff. So it's really a full data collection suite and system that makes you really efficient out there.
That sounds very efficient. Yeah, one thing that I noticed, I had contractors out and they were kind of walking around in the snow because they had to measure things with a tape measure. And I was like, oh, there's such an easier way to do that. You don't have to get your feet wet.
For a lot of applications, yeah.
Right. Definitely. So who else could use this app?
It really kind of runs the gambit of our users. As I mentioned before, we sell it to a lot of non-mappers, non-surveyors, so scientists or public works people, contractors that need to go out there and they need to either measure things or place them on a map with MapSmart. Um, they can just anybody can do it, and so any of those types, a lot of times when a scientist needs to go out and record things in the field, they need to position it as well. And this way they have a real easy to use system they can implement rather than having to maybe flag everything up and then call in a survey crew to come in later to measure it all. They can do it right there while they're there. The GPS systems are easy to run these days, our laser systems are, so anybody like that can use it. People going in and just mapping their facilities, maybe a campground, or it could be an electrical substation, just anywhere where they need to position things on the map, is great. And then you've got that new capability of even calling up satellite imagery. There's another great quality check before you leave the field that you can do.
So that sounds like not only a time savings, but if you don't have to call out a survey crew, it's also money savings because you're not having to have more people doing the work.
Make a second pass through an area or something like that. You bet. Yeah.
So you said it was available for Android. Can we download this app from Google Play?
Right. It's available on Google Play. Just search for LaserSoft MapSmart. That LaserSoft is kind of our name for our app. So you search for that, you can kind of see them all there.
Right. Do we offer a demonstration program? Is there a free trial
there
that
is.
they could use?
Yeah, there's a 30-day free trial with MapSmart. So you've got full functionality for those 30 days. Yeah.
Right. So that gives them plenty of time to test it out, see if it works for them.
They can even create output files with that data and bring them into their own systems and see how they match up and mesh and everything. So
I like it when we have a full featured trial because now you know if all of those features work for you or not.
Exactly.
Well, Steve, thanks for taking the time to join me live today. Do you have any thoughts to add? Did I cover everything? Is there something we forgot?
No, I think so. I think we covered everything. It really can handle just about every kind of measurement situation now with the addition of GPS. You can even log GPS points alone. It doesn't have to be a control point that you're using for laser. If you just need to log a point with GPS, you can stand over the antenna and put it into MapSmart. So great flexible program.
That is very flexible. That's great. I want to thank everyone who's joined us live today. If you want to be alerted about upcoming Tuesday at 2 events, click the like button and follow LaserTech's page. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can click subscribe to follow our channel and hit the notification bell so you can get alerted to new videos. We will be live again next week. We'll be talking with our own Derek Reisch and also Mike George of DDSI. So if you have questions about offset mapping, we talked about that a little bit today. So any of those questions, send our way and we'll have Derek and Mike tackle them next week. So until then, let's keep working together to build safer communities. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.